Now we'll get started here in game number 1. And Top Blokes. First look we're getting from them on Dignitas. And Violent Panda able to throw the ball back out towards midfield. We'll see how this opens up to start. Dignitas, it never really got going for them against Rick's GG. They got scored on 4 times in game 1. They just weren't able to really get a handle on things. We're just beat on the rotation, couldn't get solid touches. It was that snowball effect that can so often happen in games where you just never really grab control of it. And by the time Dignitas had stabilized, it was game 3 and it was 0-0 overtime. You know, Violent Panda trying to keep this ball away from Flame, and he will get the clear here for Dignitas. Oh, Archie almost put his team in a bad spot. They still are. Cassio is able to stuff the ball, and Flame gets the clear. No, nothing too sweaty for Top Blokes on the blue half. In fact, they might start another push here with Flame. Got the touch over Violent Panda, but apparently Jack easily throws that one away. You definitely want to see that kind of creativity from Top Blokes as that one came off the crossbar. Here comes another one off the backboard. Archie couldn't find the ball, and Cassio and Flame, is that in? Oh, it's just off the crossbar again. So apparently Jack gets the throw downfield again, and a couple of close ones both ways. Cassio couldn't find the first, but Archie finds the second mark, and the first goal here for Top Blokes, a minute and a half in. Just a good shot there from Archie. Violent Panda was kind of expecting something a little more straight on, and just a little tip to the right was enough for Archie to get the goal. And a good start for Top Blokes, but continuing to be a struggle today for Dignitas Corelli. And apparently Jack got bumped out of the way. Cassio feeling the pressure here from Dignitas. They had a couple of scary moments in the opening minute, but apparently Jack stops another transition for them. Jorias is forced up as well. Top Blokes doing a good job managing the ball on defense. They get quick clears. They don't allow Dignitas to stay around for too long, so it's looked pretty good here in the opening 2 minutes. And Cassio, another solid touch out. You see Archie's just going to be forced to retreat, and Cassio pitches another one up high. Apparently Jack uses the rest of his boost. Archie's just going to wait, try to win that challenge, force the ball a little farther forward on the orange half. Flame winning another touch. These 50s aren't really 50s for Dignitas. It's really just Top Blokes winning these challenges just a step faster. And apparently Jack, second touch. Does he get a third one? No, Cassio able to take the ball away. And Top Blokes again on defense, holding strong.
And apparently Jack Corelli is having some audio issues. So hello,
Corelli, your
Jordan,
voice has changed. Yeah, I'm great, Wavepunk, and so is Cassio. He's just scored his second goal of the game.
They are. This is. I just want to remind everybody that it has been now 4 games since Dignitas has scored they've scored 1 goal in the last 4 games. Ooh. This has definitely been a struggle bus for them.
You know, we were having a conversation in the green room before the start of today about Dignitas and kind of the expectations on them after the winter split and how they've kind of had that turnaround with apparently Jack on the team. And this is not the performance that Dignitas fans want to see out of them.
No, and it's for the last series, it did feel like it was 100% just Rick's having an excellent day. If this continues through a second series, we start to question, is there something wrong with Dignitas, a team that had been heating up?
Yeah, it's just the question of like, can you repeat what you did in the winter split? Can you post those same results? Can you look as ridiculous as they had at times on offense? Like, there were some of the passing plays they came up with, the creativity with the mechanics, it all was there for Dignitas. And, you know, a poor performance here doesn't necessarily mean that's it. But also, you definitely start to get worried, especially because it's been a while since Dignitas have scored a goal.
You do, exactly. And they could really break up a lot of these kind of like lingering doubts that are starting to pop up in the minds of Dignitas fans with any goal. So, Violent Panda going to try and make that happen here. And Archie going to clear it away.
Good win from apparently Jack, but not good enough. Just hasn't been enough pressure on Top Blokes. Archie, a lot of space, tried to utilize it, but ball just got a little away from him. Now a quick turnaround for Dignitas. No. Apparently Jack couldn't get a solid touch out. Violent Panda's next, has the pass to apparently Jack. Oh, top corner, hit the crossbar. And Flame just gets the touch and shakes it out from Dignitas' hands. But, oh, that was the best look they got so far.
I'm telling you, Jorby, the accuracy is the thing I feel like Dignitas has to tighten up. There's been so many opportunities in the last 4 games of Rocket League where the ball has gone off the crossbar, it's gone off the post. They have to tighten things up. It could genuinely give us like an entirely different series where these shots would be more between the posts.
Violent Panda sets up another one for apparently Jack, but he's just a little behind on that play, and Top Blokes get another clear. Flame, the ball's taken away from him, but with 10 seconds left, it's looking like I was gonna say a very Top Blokes win, but that doesn't make any sense, Wave. So Top Blokes win game 1, and Dignitas are still left scratching their heads today. They haven't figured it out.
No, and Top Blokes definitely happy to take that one and move forward. We will have the situation of mental tilt for Dignitas going to start to become a thing after losing 4 games straight here, and it's a rough series. You know, like the RLCS is not a place for the weak-minded, for the people that are struggling with the mental game because of how brutal these formats are. Dignitas loses that first series. They don't play just one series on the day like previous tournaments and RLCS of old. You out of one series immediately into the next year, Jorby.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, you'd think Dignitas would prefer that after putting up such what was a stinker against Rick's GG, but it's just, and you know, I will say this, it didn't look as bad as it did in game 1 against Rick's, but it also wasn't what you wanted. Like, they were never able to control the ball. They were slower on the positioning. Everything Top Blokes were doing were just, you know, they were getting the one up on them on every single challenge. And you know how that works, Wave, with,
yeah,
it ends up snowballing out of control. Dignitas still finding a way through.
And we go back to the basics at that point then, tightening up the midfield and just saying, let's play clean. Let's not give them any basic opportunities. And then let's try to shoot between the posts. We don't need to shoot upper 90. Just make sure the ball is going in the net. Force the defense to be honest. That is, I feel like, the game plan for Dignitas here in game 2.
Flame kicks another ball high. Apparently Jack can't get there, and Cassio gets a free look at the net. And Violent Panda easily clears that one away. Archie tried to find Flame, but apparently Jack takes him out, or excuse me, Violent Panda for apparently Jack. And Jorius picks this up. Now Dignitas, they can hold on to midfield. They do get this ball by Cassio. This one's by Archie, and apparently Jack pushes the ball forward. Flame gets a demo, but the ball still heads towards the box. Archie gets the shot, and there it is. No, Cassio picks up the next save. Violent Panda, again, up high, gets bumped, but apparently Jack is there. Does he get a second touch? No, off the post. And again, Dignitas get close to the net, but close is just not good enough. Better control, but just not good enough for apparently Jack, as he gets taken away by Cassio. Violent Panda, no chance there. The ball's just right into Archie's bumper, and Dignitas are left trying to figure out a way through this Top Blokes defense again.
It's been tough for Dignitas as I'm taking back over for Wave spot here. Got my stuff figured out, and Dignitas might have figured it out as well as they finally get the goal, and they break down that Top Blokes defense that they have just been pounding here in the first minute.
Oh, Corelli, you were the catalyst. It's taken Dignitas
it was me.
A while. I don't know how many minutes it's been since Dignitas have scored, but I think it's more than 15. So that is a needed breather where they were just struggling to get onto the blue half at all.
For Dignitas now, I think this is huge. I mean, you guys were talking about it in the halftime between this and the last game, but, you know, going down 4 games in a row, especially in the fashion that they lost the last series, and now coming into this one, losing the first game in pretty commanding fashion as well. Now you get yourself on the board, but you got to play a little bit of defense here, and you can't get away from Cassio's shot. We're tied up.
And look at that shot from Cassio, too. This net is mostly covered. The one area of the net that isn't is the only one Violent Panda can't get to. That's a tough angle for him to get from where he was sitting, but a great shot from Cassio.
Yeah, great placement from Cassio, and that's the type of clinical shooting that you'd expect from a team like Top Blokes. And for Dignitas, sometimes they get a little tied up on defense. We even saw this in the major from them. Felt like they were out of control, out of whack rather, on the defensive side of things, and then everyone gets bunched up, and a good shot comes from the opposition. They find that small gap that Dignitas leaves. Here's Jorius looking for a second touch. Might get it, does, down and away, and Dignitas back up by 1.
Yeah, he hit a pretty one in the last match as well. This one, just as pretty. Follows it perfectly. Routine double tap for Jorius. There's the Dignitas. We know Corelli.
And that one's pretty pedestrian, I feel like, for a player like Jorius. Put that one away. Coming clean off the back wall there. Now Violent Panda, he wants a piece of the action as well, and does get the challenge by. Follow up there from apparently Jack. Dignitas really turning it on here as that shot went high. Everything was there, but the final touch just a bit too high. But it's looking better for Dignitas. That quick change of pace, especially off the kickoff, is so needed from this Dignitas squad. And now sitting in the lead, they might get some more. Apparently Jack, the big flick far side, off the post and in. 2 goals up for Dignitas.
Oh, apparently Jack flips it to the right, made the second guy miss on the left, and then a perfect flick. Well, Jorius gets the routine double tap, and apparently Jack gets the routine flick Corelli. So Dignitas, it's back to the basics, and they're nailing it.
And that was a beautiful flick from apparently Jack. Jumps to meet the ball just under it and angles his car and kind of sits there for a second. Basically used the entirety of his time to use his flip to delay it, and then a massive flick to the other side. Great work from apparently Jack, and is rewarded for his efforts in one way or another. Here's Violent Panda's pass, another great shot to the far side. It's a bit wide, but again, that offense is there, something we didn't see in that first game, at least not to this degree. And right now, Dignitas are looking like the Dignitas that I think we expected, Jordan.
Yeah, definitely. Top Blokes haven't had nearly as much space and haven't been in position to deal with the 50-50s that they were winning in game number 1, but far and away still in it. Archie tried to slip under apparently Jack, but apparently Jack had a perfect read on the situation. Cassio tries to set up Flame. Archie next up. Apparently Jack got bumped in front of the net, and here it comes again. Apparently Jack bailed out by Violent Panda, and he'll do it again, but the shot comes. Apparently Jack takes the save. Here's another shot from Flame, and finally Top Blokes break through.
Great speed from Flame to get back to this ball, and Top Blokes, they are just breaking down the defense, and you got to give credit to Dignitas. They did well to turn these balls away, shot after shot, but eventually that ball doesn't get cleared far enough. Eventually Dignitas, again, getting bunched up on their own goal line, and Top Blokes there to punish. They keep themselves within an arm's reach here of Dignitas.
You know, Top Blokes, as a team and as now an organization, they have to be feeling pretty good. Quick or a slight logo rebrand, bit of a color swap, and I think they're feeling that as well. They look pretty good to start against Dignitas. Dignitas have had to work pretty hard to get through this Top Blokes net, and there's been a lot of post and crossbar hits for Dignitas Corelli, but they've definitely made up for that with the quantity of shots they put on net. Here comes another one. Jory is blocked by Cassio.
And they've had great setup too. I mean, in this game alone, there's been some fantastic control individually and as a team from Dignitas. So we'll see if they're able to keep that up.
Dignitas have not been privy to give up midfield. Jory is able to get the ball back over to apparently Jack. Kicks it hard against the corner. Has the ball against the backboard, but the shot from Jory doesn't come through. It's back out to the side. Everybody on Top Blokes are running into each other, desperate to look for this clear, and Archie sends a light one up to Cassio, but light is not what they need. They need a heavy clear, and Flame gives it to him.
And this is the opportunity for Top Blokes, as that was a massive block for Dignitas. Still Flame trying to keep the pressure on. Cassio has some space, shot on target. 2 go for the save on Dignitas, and they do make it. And they get the clear as well with time ticking down. Dignitas looking to take the game. Jorius will cut across and put this one to bed.
Nice move by Jorius. Apparently Jack got him with one earlier like this, and it's the ground mechanical game, just the smart play. You're not trying to do too much with the ball. Let the play come to you, see what develops in front of you, and then punish. Jorius had the space, he had the time, and he collected insurance for Dignitas here in game 2. They will not get swept by Top Blokes. We got a match on our hands.
Oh, absolutely. And we've got the real deal in Dignitas here. This was a fantastic game. Even if the scoreline started to even out there at the end, this was a phenomenal game from Dignitas. And really, it was the same thing that we were saying in the major, Jorby, was that the defense sometimes is just a little strange for them. It's tough to really place what the deal is. They get bunched up. They get they start to crumble a little bit, and then the clears aren't as good as you would expect, or there's too many players going for the ball, and that's really where the big mistakes are coming up from Dignitas. When they get out from that, when they get downfield, Jorby, they look fantastic right now, at least in this game in particular. The offense was there, they were on the same page, and you got individual players like Jorius and apparently Jack really showing their stuff and really highlighting the fact of what makes this Dignitas team so dangerous. That team play and the dual threat of the individual effort is what makes Dignitas so good.
Yeah, absolutely. And Top Blokes were feeling that pressure of trying to come back. They got that goal to put them within one, and then they were sending the house on almost every play because they weren't able to hang on to midfield. And that affected how they were trying to approach the game. They weren't able to be as successful on defense in game 2, but can Top Blokes turn things back in their favor for this game, or will Dignitas continue this uptrend? Cassio throwing the ball back out over to Archie. They'll get the first clear.
We talked a lot about Dignitas, but on the Top Bloke side, I mean, look, the defense has been pretty strong from them. Ooh. And the offense has been tough for Dignitas to deal with. The defense of Dignitas have struggled when Top Blokes get 1, 2, 3 attempts on target. It's really thrown the Dignitas defense out of whack, and that's really where I think Top Blokes could shine and have been shining here in this series. So there isn't any glaring mistakes when I look at Top Blokes versus Dignitas here. And I think that's why, Top Blokes has always been one of the most statistically strong teams here in Europe. Is they don't really make massive glaring mistakes. I mean, sure, they have the odd game, the bad series, but overall, Top Blokes usually have a very solid series. And again here, it's going to go in for Cassio as it pings off both the posts.
Oh, you don't get bounces like that too often, do you? Cassio somehow squeezed that ball into the net. Oh, he got it on his wheel. Nice one.
He got it off the right post. It goes off the left post. I don't know what to say about that, but he's happy to see it go in.
Off his wheel into the left post, too. Like 9 times out of 10, if that ball hits your car off the post and you're trying to score, it just kicks out, and then it's a transition goal the other way. But for Cassio, it's a little different. And here's a shot from Dorius. No, he couldn't get over the ball. And as a result, Dignitas hit the crossbar again.
Well, the one from Violent Panda was a bit more forgivable, and Dorius just couldn't get up and over his initial shot. Violent Panda just still trying to make it a threat. Oh, that's a huge save from Dorius on the goal line, and a great second touch to at least get by Flame. Violent Panda went, so it's up to apparently Jack to get control, but Archie comes through, and he's dangerous from this position, and he can't get the flip he wanted. He was given the space to do it as well.
Yeah, he let it drop and he got that boost. It's still a high-value play for Archie, even if he doesn't get that shot out. You just still got to retain possession here in midfield, and Archie just did a lot of work on the 50 game to give Cassio a shot on net, but it's light. Jory is able to play it out. Still a chance for Top Blokes. Archie grabs the boost, but Jory has zoned him out of the play on the turnaround. Top Blokes managing well here on defense, and Archie has been behind the ball a lot in the past minute, trying to create some ground on the orange half where they haven't had a lot of space to work with. Corelli about the halfway point in the game, another pass for Dignitas, but Archie was all over it again.
Almost the entire server jumped for that one. There was 4 players diving after the ball there. I think there might have been a bump as well, but still a lot of action on the goal line, really for both sides, inside the box rather. It feels like a lot of players are very jumpy here, and they're happy to send the numbers to make sure it gets out.
Nice cutoff from Flame, but not a good double commit from Archie. This leaves a space open for Violent Panda, and he lets Jorius through, but it's blocked by Cassio and rolled out, but apparently Jack was ready for it. Our Dignitas there again. The Top Blokes can't stop double committing, and look at all this space, and Jorius just lets it fly, and it's in for Dignitas.
And it's all about the placement for Jorius. He had a lot of options here. If you look to the left, you're going to see Violent Panda peer out in the midfield. That would have been a phenomenal pass, but instead, Jorius says, I'm just going to snipe this one to the back post with 2 players on the near post and coming across. Beautiful shot from Jorius. And that's what you can do when you're a player like him. Pinpoint those spots in the net, put it away. And there was just no chance for the defense.
Again, Dignitas just playing what's in front of them. They're just throwing hard clears at the back wall, the backboard, and they're just watching Top Blokes double commit on every single touch. So it's like, okay, we're just going to keep throwing the ball and see when they stop, or see when they decide to stop making mistakes. Otherwise, they have to block shots like that. Another double commit. Oh, Violent Panda just missed it. A big chance for Dignitas to take the lead. Jorius stops the transition for a moment, and apparently Jack gets the save out to the corner.
Yeah, and, I was kind of complimenting Top Blokes coming into this game about how they've done on defense, but now it's kind of been a complete reversal. Here's an opportunity for Cassio, and Jorius couldn't get back. A 1-goal lead now for Top Blokes as they have the open net to shoot on.
And that's great work from Archie, getting behind the ball in front, knowing that challenge is going to come. Get in front of it, kill the ball in front of the box. Make the play awkward for Dignitas to try to clear it. Don't give them a freebie in the corner, just trying to push the ball through. So well done by Archie to give Cassio the chance on net. And he picks up the next save here on the kickoff. Dignitas comfortable to let the demo spawn and then get demoed again. Archie throws a grounder that's easily saved by Violent Panda.
Cassio looking for a way out. He's not gonna get it. Ooh. Dignitas very eager to move down the field. Jorius, that's a great touch off the back wall. Follow up there from apparently Jack. Violent Panda still lingering, waiting for this one to come back out. And he is rewarded for his patience as he's giving the ball back to apparently Jack. Good cut, but it goes straight to Archie. And Archie wants a piece of the last man. Top Blokes trying to set something up, but Dignitas doing a better job here in this game. Slowing down Top Blokes past the halfway point. There's a great carry across the field as well. Cassio is going to give way. Pass over to apparently Jack. Almost connected. Still Dignitas knocking on the door here. Again, another huge setup. There it is. Blocked away by Cassio. Top Blokes hanging on for now. And a big clear from Flame will possibly end the game here if they can put it away. Apparently Jack now is going to carry this one up and away. Can he get over Cassio? He does. Out of boost. Archie's there to push it up, and he's going to dunk it away. Archie doing it all by himself. Can he knock it down? That's almost an own goal from apparently Jack, but he's going to keep it alive. I can't believe this ball's still up, and he can't get back to it. Top Blokes hang on. And both sides had opportunities to score there at the end, or at least keep control for the attack. And in the end, Top Blokes do hang on.
I really thought Dignitas had it on one or two of those pushes, but you said the words correctly, Archie. He was all over the pitch in this game. He was making challenges happen. He was bailing his team out on defense. He was setting up on offense. He had the assist of one of Cassio's goals, and overall was the centerpiece of this game to give them the series advantage. Dignitas, they had tons of chances in from midfield. They had all the space they could ask for, but you look back at the wall, the post hits, the crossbar hits, like all those close shots that Dignitas miss. Those really hurt in situations like this.
Yeah, and that's something that we've seen, I think, at least once in just about every single one of these games is Dignitas putting the ball a bit too high. You know, again, some of them are more forgivable than others, but there were certain, I mean, there was a lot of them that should have been at least put away or at least on target. And at least in that game, that's something you could look back and say, yeah, that could have been a game changer. And at the end of the day, though, Top Blokes were able to hang on. And for Dignitas, again, that offense there, or the offense is there. The passing across the box is phenomenal. You're seeing the options that are given to a player on the ball from Dignitas. There's many. The individual play, they usually have 2 or 3 passing options. I mean, there's a lot of options for Dignitas, and they are finding each other. It's that final shot that's really coming back to bite them right now.
Well, I mean, at the end of the game, they had 2 textbook, like they had perfect setups. A setup that every team dreams for an infield pass, right? You got 1 defender in net, you have a free pass to the third, and you have that, which is not in, from Joria's tough double tap, but he'll keep possession of the ball. But you look back at that miss from apparently Jack on the pass from Violent Panda at the end of the game, and you say that should have been the one that tied it. So they can't miss those opportunities in this game, otherwise it'll be 2 losses today for Dignitas.
They certainly have time here to redeem themselves, and it was a good first 30 seconds. Now Archie on the ball, as they got Top Blokes to really double commit and jump after a lot of the passes that Dignitas were able to pull off. They weren't able to put a shot on target without getting by all 3 of Top Blokes' defenders here. As Dignitas having to play a little bit of defense now, Top Blokes wanting to put on that pressure.
Top Blokes do have to be careful. Too many times Dignitas have been able to march down the field using only 1 player and getting by 2 pretty consistently. Whether that be because Top Blokes had a double commit or just Dignitas making the better move. Either way, it's happening a little too often for Top Blokes. Maybe they can right the ship here as Archie moves across. Flame already jumped up and 2 committed for Dignitas. It felt like they had to on that play to pick up the save.
Well, there's 4 total players committed again. A lot of numbers from both sides being sent on the defensive and offensive plays. There's Archie into the corner for Top Blokes. Almost receives his own pass. Cassio, I think, got faked out by the whiff. Apparently Jack wanted to control it. Cassio saw it all the way. Good defense here from Dignitas, though. Not getting too bunched up or panicked. Sent. Jorius looking for a second touch, and he does at least pinch it down in a way. Flame was the only man in front of him, and he does slow them down for just a second. Here's Violent Panda. Can't get by Cassio, who's just been a monster on both sides of the field here in this game so far.
Oh, up high again, Archie makes a solid touch in traffic. Violent Panda can't get by Cassio. And Dignitas, well, they're gonna have to find a way around Flame, and Jorius just waits, and he gets the ball again. But this is looking a lot like Dignitas' previous game, where things were locked at 0-0 for a long time. Neither team willing to give a lot of ground defensively. Dignitas are holding on the back wall for now. But in Top Blokes, they're not going to let them go far. Violent Panda finally gets by Archie, but that's exactly what Top Blokes wanted. Here they come again. Hard pass there from to Archie, rather. Cassio waits, and he finds the ball again. There was a play developing there for Top Blokes. They had a vision about how to move down the field, but they just couldn't get it and couldn't draw it up to perfection.
Yeah, it was a fine touch from Archie. Cassio was on the far side there, but just couldn't get a hold of it. Violent Panda did a good job of breaking it up as well. Now here he comes by himself. Pass over to Archie, wants to pick this one up. Looking to give it back to Cassio, and I think he side flipped. Now Jorius and Dignitas looking to break the deadlock here. Big pinch back to the Dignitas side. Things changing in just a moment with that pinch. Archie, I think, gets called off, and Flame sitting quite far back has to meet Jorius. Dignitas looking to set their offense up, as it has been a very back and forth game. That's a big miss from Archie, and Flame's got to come through and save the day for Top Blokes. A very rare miss for a player like Archie, and Dignitas looking to take advantage, as they just couldn't put it on target. And still this one high and away, and the clear does come out from Top Blokes.
And a nice touch from Flame, putting some pressure on Jack to get back up. But he does. I mean, the backboard defense from both teams has been clutch. Here comes another one. Uh-oh, Jorius misses that, but Flame was not expecting it. Another challenge happens. Archie gets in front against Jorius. Apparently Jack is the only guy, and he'll get the clear. But how long will they stay in the blue half? Cassio, another solid touch. Top Blokes do not want to give up any ground on this back wall, but they might have to right here. Archie jumps right in front of it, keeps Jorius on the ground, and still Top Blokes will not let Dignitas through.
Top Blokes are playing very smart defense. That was probably the most disciplined we've seen them on defense here in this game, at least. And with the final 30 seconds, Dignitas still looking to put on the pressure. They've put up 8 shots here in this game to the 4 of Top Blokes. Big clear, though, from Archie. Will slow down that Dignitas offense for just a moment. Big pinch, though, from Violent Panda. Lets Cassio find Archie downfield. 10 seconds left. That shot off the back wall. Dignitas having to clear this one out. It might be Top Blokes that could have the last laugh, as this one's picked up and away. Now apparently Jack wants to do it himself. Goes under one. Tries to flick it upward. Off the back wall. Violent Panda's there. And a demo comes out. The ball's still in the air. And I think Jorius is going to keep it up. It's still going back to the Dignitas side. Violent Panda opted to keep it up as well. It comes out to Cassio. Jorius has some space to work with. Gets under one, but the ball slips out from his grasp. And a 0-0 overtime.
Really close. Uh-oh, Jorius. He got a free one. Oh, what a save from Flame. And nobody from Dignitas is ready for it. Archie gets the catch. The pop. Does he get the goal? No, it's saved by Violent Panda. But Cassio, he's got space. Not the best angle. You see Dignitas, they're scrambling just to get back into position. Here it comes again. Cassio looks for Flame. He found him right up against the backboard. Archie's in the air. Archie's shot, but it denied by Jorius. Flame wants to keep it going for Top Blokes, but apparently Jack is there again. Dignitas facing a fire against Top Blokes in the opening 30 seconds of OT.
Hey, both teams have had the opportunity to put this game away. Jorius off the kickoff, and then Archie's shot was just weak. Still sitting in a deadlock here in the first minute of overtime. But you look back to both those opportunities, Jorby, and that could, especially for Dignitas now, sitting down a game, could be the series-changing shot. Great pinch from Archie to at least get the clear, and Flame looking for the corner. Top Blokes are going to clamp down on Dignitas now, as Violent Panda has been a wizard on his back wall here in the last few minutes to get these clears for Dignitas.
Just a wizard in general. Really, all 3 players on Dignitas really sussing out the Top Blokes game plan. Top Blokes have had a lot of hard clears. Dignitas have rarely sent all 3 players up unless they know for sure that Top Blokes are either low on boost or they're all rotating back, trying to get set up, but they do not want to give up a freebie. Cassio might pave the way. Archie, shot blocked again. Violent Panda picks up another save. Jorius on the turnaround. Is it off? The crossbar it is, and no follow-up will be there. Archie able to shovel that ball out. Maybe even a chance right here, but the challenge will neutralize.
Man, that was a huge opportunity for Joris. If he just didn't get bumped there, he did everything he could, had the full boost, great pickup into the air. Just got bumped out of the way. That would have been so dangerous to the Top Blokes defense.
VP again. Just testing. Trying to give Dignitas a chance to set up, but Archie's a monster in midfield right now. Wins another challenge. You give Top Blokes a little time to breathe. And really look about how Dignitas are trying to approach. Again, don't want to give them those free one-on-two situations where Dignitas are able to beat two players with one card consistently. We haven't really seen it in this game. Cassio
second
gets
touch.
one touch.
Cassio.
He gets two, and it's saved by apparently Jack off the side.
Dangerous from Cassio there, as he was able to get that shot at least on target. Now pass over to Archie, but just denied by apparently Jack. Saw that one all the way through.
There's no holes right now. It may come down to that, to the one mistake ball.
Yeah.
The one you were supposed to get that just leaked out in front of the box and just trickles into the net. Or it might take a Herculean effort here from Archie. Gets under on the flip reset. The demo on Cassio forces Flame to get back in time. And what a heads-up play from Flame, because that was surely going to be a goal.
Yeah, and they're lucky Archie ran out of boost there. But that's a great shot. That was going to be high and turned away. Top Blokes, though, now piling on 10 shots. Violent Panda, big clear comes out. Should be noted, Dignitas have 13 at the moment.
Woo.
As we're at 3.5 minutes into overtime.
Yeah, it definitely, you look at the clock and you're like, all right, 0-0 at this point. Definitely been defensive, right? But then you've been watching this overtime, you're like, no, definitely not defensive at all. Apparently Jack gets one touch, has a second, but Archie was waiting for it. Violent Panda sees Jack downfield. Jack wanted to set up something, maybe a shot. If it was a shot, it's not the one he wanted. Joria sends another challenge up, and now Dignitas have set up shop in midfield. But Cassio gets another hard clear. He's got a little bit of space, forces Jack to pick up the save. The rebound will be Flames. Shot off the ground, and Jorias gets punted into the ball, which gives Dignitas the clear they needed.
And Archie again wants another piece of it if he can get back down to it. Opportunities for these players, but for both sides. Cassio with no boost. Tough spot. Gonna have to use that late flick there, and he does get it. And that was a dangerous ball to play across your box. Playing with fire as Violent Panda looking for apparently Jack. He's there, and we're going to a game 5.
This is why Violent Panda is consistently brilliant. Touches it up here, and you don't have to do anything crazy. Just get behind the ball. You know Archie is flat-footed. He has to wait and just put it in the best spot for Jack, and he'll do the rest. That's exactly what happened. Dignitas forced game 5 in what was quite a thrilling OT.
Yeah, and I think that's a frustrating way to lose for the Top Bloke squad, especially for Flame, because I think he side flipped going up for that ball, and that's what opened up the space for Violent Panda to actually get it across to apparently Jack. But boy, 15 shots in the end for Dignitas and 12 for Top Blokes. A lot of saves from both sides, and I think actually the defense, I think both sides in between some of these games had talked about their defense, because it was much better from Dignitas. It was much better from Top Blokes. And I think that's why we saw such a long overtime. I mean, I guess that wasn't the longest one today, but still a very close and very, scoreless game here. Obviously, aside from the game-winning goal here, as I think both teams really did have a conversation about their defenses at some point, and it started to click for both of them in that game.
And I mean, we only saw like 2 or 3 saves there that were like really tough saves to make, but there were at least like 6 or 7 more from both teams total, just with crazy goal line stands. And now it all comes down to game 5. Dignitas did not impress against Rick's GG. Top Blokes trying to hand Dignitas their second loss of the day. But this is a different Dignitas team than just a match ago. Gonna have to get through this Top Blokes defense again. The creativity is still gonna be needed. The mechanical ability of apparently Jack, you need it. Does he get the double? No. Enough time for Top Blokes to get there and throw the ball away. Another light shot taken away by Archie.
And Dignitas, they come out hot. I mean, the last 2-3 games, they've come out quite hot in the beginning. The first 30 seconds to a minute, it's been all Dignitas. And I wonder if they get those initial boosts right off the kickoff and then they just apply the pressure. Because it's been tough for Top Blokes the first minute or so in these games to get control. You're seeing 2 players commit for balls. You're seeing balls just pop out. to Dignitas players with space, with time, with boost. It's been dangerous, and you do have to give some credit to top Blokes. They've been able to weather the storm as that one skates across the goal line. Woo. But they are able to turn away Dignitas.
Archie's been having a game, man. He has to wait because he has no boost, and he is happy that apparently Jack didn't get the ball, and then he's lucky that his teammates were there to cover his miss. I mean, that was the nearest miss Archie could have had, right in the middle of when I was thinking he was going to get another solid clear. Flame gets a solid shot. Archie has the net, and he missed it.
I would have not have picked Archie to miss a shot like that. Sure, it was a bit rushed, but still had plenty of time and opportunity. Wasn't even really challenged. And unfortunate, that goes back to missed opportunities there, especially for a player like Archie. That's a great pitch though, and dangerous. Flames up. Can he drop it down? And he couldn't get over it as much as he'd like. This ball squeaks out to the midfield, and Archie will gladly just punt it back up and make it tough for Dignitas. Keep it awkward long enough to get back into the play. That's a great read from Joreas. Now Flame, he'll commit. Top Blokes though circling in the water here. And out of boost for Archie. Does get it off the gas, put it away. Shot and a goal for Top Blokes off the back of Archie's pass.
Oh, Archie, again. That's just, the challenge is Cassio's just in the perfect spot. Ball pops right down into his bumper. It's not, there's nothing special that happened on that play. Archie just made the best decision possible. What should I do to give my team the best chance to move forward here? Just challenge the ball, get over the defender. That's what he did. It's like the ball just falling to Cassio. I mean, that's just good positioning from Cassio. There's nothing special about it. Top Blokes get the lead. And Dignitas, for all of the passing, for all of the wins that they've had in the blue half of the field, you gotta score to make it matter. Here's Archie, he got underneath, but apparently Jack picks up the next save. Flame cuts around on the left, forces the ball through, and that won't be a play for Top Blokes.
Boosting it for Archie as he's trying to get back to it. He does a great job of getting back to that ball to prevent the clear. Flame gets by one, but can't get by Violent Panda. Top Blokes sitting on this 1-goal lead. They've certainly shut down the offense of Dignitas. I mean, since the first minute, we really haven't seen Dignitas down the field. And that's a great pass over to Archie. He put on target. He does. Glorious goal line save, and apparently Jack will circle around it to clear it out. Huge save for Dignitas to keep him within one.
Now Violent Panda, it's his turn on the transition, but Flame just scooped the ball away. And he's got the boost on top of it, so apparently Jack is forced to wait. And Jack, a pass out. He will find Violent Panda, but Dignitas really have to stretch the Top Blokes corners, and the shot blocked by Archie. He had to stop a barreling Joreas, and now Cassio scoops out the ball. Is over one. Does he have the goal? No, apparently Jack plays it back out to the corner, but the Top Blokes aren't done. And that ball, Joreas grabs it right off the back wall. And Dignitas, quick pass. They were given the space, and Cassio gets the block.
Yeah, great play. Good passing play for Dignitas. Again, not finding the mark, but finding some offense here. A very welcomed offense. As Cassio gets dunked on the clear. Joreas, can he beat him up? Over Flame. This ball just bouncing in the box. That's a tough shot, and look at the placement from Jack to tie it up.
Placement and power. Key here on this shot. Cassio comes in a full tank, swings around in the middle of the net, and that's not a bad place for Cassio to be. He's in the right spot. Yeah. Jack just made the shot impossible to save.
It's one of those perfect shots. You always cover your near post like that. I mean, that was well positioned from Cassio. It was just the shot was that good.
Apparently Jack, he's just more and more finding himself in the spotlight. Those expectations were certainly on him when he joined Dignitas, but he's certainly had some standout moments since he has joined the team. Archie trying to keep the push going here for Cassio. Flame can't win against Joreas, and now Cassio has to turn tail. He's got no boost, but Archie gave him a gift of a pass. And Flame, can he set up Cassio? That's a good pass, and Cassio's got it! Top Blokes take the lead!
Oh, this was wonderful from Flame. The big lob ball from Cassio. Flame jumps from the other side of the field just to get the touch off the corner. That is hustling after the ball, especially from Cassio. He didn't have a lot of boost, so that was the best play he probably could have made with that touchdown field, and boy, did Flame make the most of it. And a huge go-ahead goal now for Top Blokes.
They needed that. Flame has been in that threat zone a lot for Top Blokes. He just hasn't really connected on the net on a lot of them. Granted, the net's been blocked a lot of the time, but now Dignitas are in crunch here with the final 10 seconds. Hard touch and nothing there for Dignitas, but Jorius might find it. He's going to leave it for Jack. Light touch from Jack. Jorius gets the quick catch. Pop off the corner. Top Blokes just got to get this ball onto the ground. Jack's got other ideas, but nobody from Dignitas is around, and Top Blokes hand Dignitas their second loss.
Wow, and a hard-fought match here from Top Blokes, especially where you feel like Dignitas are starting to play better and better, but then at the end of this series, especially in this game, Top Blokes did a really good job of shutting down Dignitas, especially on that transition game. When it came down from Dignitas breaking out from defense to offense, Top Blokes did a great job of shutting them down. Archie was in the trenches, and then Flame, we talked about him there at the end. He was really good as the first and third man in that series. He was either the first man downfield or he was the last man back, and I think he did a great job here in this series to kind of be the backbone and the head of this team.
Top Blokes continue to be a nuisance for everybody in Europe, and after the break, we have Gil versus Vodafone Giants coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere.